It has been a ubiquitous theme with religion and philosophy over millennia. If not explicit, it is present within Buddhism, Taoism, Platonism, Hinduism, Hermeticism, Christianity, Judaism, various indigenous shamanic traditions. It has been channeled by various mystics over the years as well. It has certainly been the main theme of a wide variety of mystic traditions and non-traditional mysticism. It is certainly implied in the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum physics. It is suggested in the idea that observation collapses the wave function and there is superpositioning prior to observation. Additionally, quantum entanglement adds to this as well. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. Many physicists have been unhappy with this over the years, as it could lead to one seeing consciousness in a new light and see the foundational creation of the universe in a far more ethereal way than materialism would like to have it. The Copenhagen interpretation was suggested very early in the 20th century by Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg. While just a theory, it cannot be dismissed because so many things we now take for granted were made possible by quantum mechanics and this interpretation. Examples are cell phones, computers, and a plethora of other electronic and electromagnetic devices. However, in recent years there have been several other discoveries that have either substantiated or complemented this theoretical explanation of the quantum state. I will list some below in bullet form. One of the most recent is the winners of the 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics given to Alain Aspect, John Clauser, and Anton Zeilinger. They prove that the universe is not locally real by proving quantum entanglement. Another milestone that is compatible with the Copenhagen interpretation is the discovery of the Higgs field that helps form matter. They had believed there was a particle called the boson in this field, but Higgs actually discovered it. String theory is compatible with the Copenhagen interpretation and asserts that at the basic level of matter are vibrating strings. This interestingly coincides with the age-old mystical idea that everything is vibration. The discovery of the need for dark matter and dark energy to exist to keep the universe from flying apart. Dark matter acts as a cosmic glue holding it together, and dark energy propels it so that it is constantly expanding. This has a correlation with several ancient mystical traditions that state that what is seen is made from the unseen. Another idea that is widely accepted and understood within physics is the idea of quantum information. It is not that information describes the material world, but that at the quantum level, information is foundational and is an integral aspect of quantum mechanics. Certainly, there is a correlation between information and consciousness. Theoretical physicists such as Nima Arkani-Hammond have discovered that spacetime is not fundamental and there are structures beneath spacetime out of which spacetime arises. He mentions the amplituhedron and other structures, and while I do not understand them because they are currently understood mathematically, I am confident that they are there with a valid reason for believing so. Some physicists such as Seth Lloyd hypothesize that the reality we experience is generated by a quantum computer. If I understand him, he sees the universe as one giant quantum computer. There is certainly a preponderance of evidence mounting in the realm of physics. I realize that the many worlds interpretation was brought about to rid quantum mechanics of spooky action at a distance, but as more and more advancement occurs, that becomes less likely an answer. Donald Hoffman, a cognitive scientist from the University of California at Irvine, is doing research using evolutionary game theory and mathematics to prove that the chances for reality to be as we observe is absolutely zero. We simply perceive what we need to perceive so that we can survive. He is working toward the ambitious goal of proving that consciousness is fundamental to the universe and exists outside of our brains, and that it is a foundational force that we tap into. Philosophers that have a panpsychist view of reality are on the rise, and many of them have written forceful arguments for some type of consciousness-based reality. There are many of them, and they began with the late 19th, early 20th century transcendentalists. None of them were weird individuals into woo. To name a few, there is William James, Alfred North Whitehead, and Arthur Eddington. Eddington was an astrophysicist who maintained a panpsychist and idealist view of reality. Recently, a computer scientist and philosopher, Dr. Bernardo Kastrup, has developed a panpsychist view he labels analytical idealism. His main hypothesis is that we as individual conscious agents are dissociative personalities of the one great creative mind. This idea resonates with me. He, like Donald Hoffman, believed that we do not see or experience reality. We simply experience what we need to be able to survive and grow spiritually and intellectually. I personally believe that we are individual agents of the one great creative mind that experience the infinite potential knowledge individually so that it is completed. It is then shared with the whole and the all. Potential knowledge is infinite and of infinite dimensions. I think that Kastrup's idea of dissociative is really quite plausible. A great number of panpsychists remain atheist in their view. I do not go there but believe that most of the God concepts that have evolved over millennia are far too anthropocentric in nature. In other words, I think my view can be best summed up by saying that science is not spiritual enough and spirituality is not scientific enough. In the end, we are likely to find the ultimate answer ineffable. However, while not an anthropomorphic deity, we will find what could be correctly called a deity, in that it will be an unknowable creative source or creator. Leaving this at a place of uncertainty does not promote hopelessness. On the contrary, it provides room for mystery, hope, speculation, and faith. The point is that it is reasonable to not accept a reductionist materialist view. It looks at the preponderance of evidence that consciousness could indeed be the creative source, and those who believe it can be taken seriously. It does not demand an anthropomorphic deity that is judge and jury. It can be us. If this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thanks for taking the time to watch.